A few of you have written me and asked me about breaking up chords into arpeggios using the left hand. I'd like to give you a few ideas and tips about this in this video. Let's start with the simplest case. Suppose you have the C chord in the left hand and you'd like to break it into an arpeggio. The easiest way to do this would be to omit the third and to double the root an octave above. So for example, suppose I have, you can do this by the way with any chord, say take G, omit the third and double the root, back to C. And you can do this with minor chords as well, let's say A minor, omit the third and double the root. By the way, A minor and A major would have the same arpeggio. So this arpeggio doesn't make any distinction between major and minor chords. Both major and minor chords will get the same arpeggio. So in a sense, this arpeggio loses a bit of the character of the chord itself. It just retains the bass and the fifth. Let's see how this fits into a melody. Let's take this simple melody. Which has the chords C, AM, EM, and F. Breaking this into arpeggios, I'd get this for the C, this for the AM, this for the EM, and this for the F. I might transpose them an octave above or below. For example, instead of doing this, I might end up doing this. So here's how it would sound with the chords and then with the arpeggios. Okay, let's try and complicate things a bit, because music is pretty dull when you repeat the same trick over and over again. And what we're going to do, remember that just a few moments ago I told you that this arpeggio doesn't make any distinction between a minor chord and a major chord. So the C major chord and the C minor chord would both get the same arpeggio, because I would be omitting the third and doubling the root. Now let's try to incorporate this third root back again into our arpeggio. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my chord. I'm going to take this third degree of the chord and I'm going to move it an octave up here. And now my arpeggio of the C chord would sound like this. So this is a C, a G, and an E, and I'm using my fifth, second, and first fingers to play it. And you can do this with any chord, major or minor. For example, let's take the A minor chord. It sounds a bit dark when I play it this low, but when I take this third degree, the middle one, and move it up an octave, you see this is a C and this is a C just an octave above it, sounds just fine. So this is a C. Now for an AM. And let's see how the melody from before sounds with this arpeggio. So we have a C, an AM, an EM, and an F. The arpeggios for these chords using this new form would be I'd just like to stress again that the first arpeggio didn't make a distinction between minor and major. This one does. So if I take the C major chord, I'll get this arpeggio. And if I take the C minor chord, I'll get this arpeggio. So this is C minor, this is C major. Okay, now let's complicate things a little further. We saw two forms of arpeggios, the first and the second. Now, I've used this as my highest note and this. Let's look at the C major chord, just for an example. There's a note here in the middle that I didn't use. And I'm going to use it now, and actually, I'm going to use all three notes. The C, the D, and the E. And the idea is to get some motion into your arpeggio. So you might do something like this. Or maybe something like this. Theoretically speaking, what you're doing is you're using the first three notes of the scale that is used to build your chord. If this doesn't tell you anything, that's okay. There's no need to get theoretical. Just look at the first form and at the second form and try the notes in between, and just by ear try and find pleasing patterns. There isn't much choice. Usually it's this, the note that is 2 semitones above the root, that will fit in. Let's take another example. Let's look at the A minor, which has this as the first form and this as the second form, and has this note in the middle. So you might do something like this, or maybe like this. And you can alternate between patterns. So if I had a C and then an A minor, I might do this on the C and this on the A minor. Just to add a bit of variety to your arpeggiation. Let's go back to the melody and see how it sounds with this new motion technique.